Now, is there a noticeable difference in how you think when you're fasting?
Sometimes the shift, like the switch hits where you go into full Superman mode and you're just hyper aware. But it's normally like it can happen like after the first 2 or 3 days. So I'm in my 3rd day. So like I'm just like I had to stop our meeting yesterday because it was like so much and like I just felt depleted. Like, you know what I mean? Like my body's essentially eating itself, right?
Right.
So yeah.
That's dope, man. Speaking of fasting, like next week I'm taking my son, he's 13, out to Qatar for Ramadan.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be out there.
You've been about to be fasting.
With the Arabs, fasting, man, fasting. So I'm looking forward to that.
No water either, right?
No water. Well, it's you can't drink or eat from sun up to sundown.
No,
so,
for sure.
Yeah.
But no water though.
Nothing until sundown.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to, getting that. Like, I feel like every single person, and this is the reason why, I've been to the spiritual retreats, is because you need that time alone. You need time to work on yourself and focus and hear that internal dialogue so you can understand what the fuck is going on in your mind.
Man, my schedule over the next couple weeks, couple months is just so hectic, but I really want to find time to do like a 3-day silent retreat.
Mm-hmm. Like by yourself or go somewhere?
Just by myself. Just not talk.
Yeah. I did that. I did it for one. I did a silent retreat in Mexico for 10 days. And that was the clearest I've ever thought. That was the most at peace I've ever been. So I went to this resort in Mazunte, Mexico. And it's like a spiritual kind of place.
That's where he's from.
Mazunte?
Yeah.
You're from Mazunte? It's in Oaxaca. And they gave spiritual lectures throughout the day, and we did really long meditations. We meditated for about 45 minutes, sometimes 2 hours. And when you're in those deep meditations, you see how your mind, it wants to go in so many different directions. It's like a monkey chained to a pole. You want to, like, it just wants to jump, and your mind is telling you like, yo, get up, like your leg is falling asleep, but you're like you don't need to move.
Yeah.
Why do I have to move? Just my mind says so. So you really get to understand that and get that clarity that you're seeking.
Well, I want to do that.
Yeah, you should. And there's another retreat that I want to do. It's called a dark retreat. Have you heard of that before?
Mm-mm.
It's light deprivation.
Whoa.
So they you go to this little center of this room. You lock yourself in a room that's completely black curtained out for 4 days. Someone's coming and bringing you meals, at the times to eat. And they say like after like the 2nd or 3rd day, you begin to like see in the dark kind of thing. Like your mind is more active even in the dark. So I want to experience.
That's like some Plato's cave shit.
What's Plato's cave?
Plato's cave is a parable about 3 men who were locked in a cave, and they couldn't see the outside world, right? But there was a light that was flashing on this rock that was showing them images. And I mean, it's a long story, but one of the niggas get out the cave and then he comes back to tell them and they don't believe. It's like some shit. But kind of not really, but I want to do that. Maybe I'll do a silent, dark, fast deprivation.
Yeah.
Come out that piece of whole new being.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what does that even look like? That's crazy.
Only you would do some wild shit like that though. You combine all the and do ayahuasca while you're in there too.
Oh nah. Oh no. Then it's like,
yeah. Speaking of ayahuasca, man, I call myself like a psychedelic astronaut, bro. So like, what's your experience with psychedelics?
love them.
Yeah. What's your favorites?
Acid shrooms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that? I mean, obviously, it probably inspires creativity in so many different ways.
Nah, you know what's crazy? I've never created on acid, never created on mushrooms, never made a painting, never made a song. I just had like these epiphanies, man, these moments, these life moments. Like, I think that's when I realized I was God. The first time I took shrooms, I was like, I took an exorbitant amount of shrooms, and I had the most magical fucking night ever. Like, magical. I met this girl. Her name was Daddy.
Daddy?
Yeah, her name was Daddy. She was a girl named Daddy. She had Daddy on her chain. And I told her I was about to take these shrooms, and she was like, I'm going to be your guide. And I was like, sure, right? And this was downtown. She was working at LA Cafe. So she was like, I get off in a couple hours, and I'll find you. And I'm like, what do you mean you'll find me? She's like, I'll find you. I was like, all right. So I walk like a couple blocks down the street. This is during Christmas time. They had this huge Christmas tree, 100 like they do it at the Staples Center, right? So I went to go lay under the Christmas tree because I'm like, you know. Matter of fact, let's rewind the story. I started the trip in a car with these 4 girls that were talking loud as fuck. And I said, pull over. They was like, what? I said, pull the fuck over. I got to get out the car. And they're like, what? I literally just opened up the door and just got out the car.
They weren't on shrooms, right?
They weren't on shrooms.
Exactly why, yeah.
Exactly, right? And you know, when you on shrooms, you're super sensitive to energy, to everything. And they was just talking about some bullshit. I was like, I gotta
right. It's like, yo,
fuck out of this. So then I walked and I met that girl, and then I went underneath this tree and I laid under the tree, and I'm just like in this portal. And then I hear something ruffled, and it's Daddy. It's the girl. This ain't. I'm not hallucinating. She found me. I was like, what the fuck? She's like, I'm off. Now she did Uber Eats, Uber delivery or for them. So she had all the passcodes to all the places downtown, all the like, you know, penthouses and you know, whatever. So she took me to Johnny Depp's crib at the Eastern. Took me to all these places. Took me to underground gym. And I'm just like, she's just like literally like taking me through these doors. And I'm like, yo, I'm just like having so much fun. Like this
she was your guide on that journey. Yeah. She said that though.
Yeah, she said that, right? But this is where it gets really crazy. So after a night worth of adventure, we end up on 7th and Spring in this building, 777 Spring. On the 7th floor. We didn't pick this shit out. This is just, these epiphanies just happened out of just on the 7th floor on a fire escape. And I sit down on the fire escape. Like she was like, let's just go in this building. So we go in the building. I didn't even know it was 7-7 at the time. I'm just like, all right, cool. We're in this building. 7 floors up, fire escape. Sun's coming up, right? She puts my headphones on my ears, right? And she says, okay, my time is done. She says, I'll see you again. I'm like, all right. She leaves. I never forget this shit, man. I cried. I cried. I was so high. Fucking Puff Daddy's song, come on, right? Yeah. Comes on, and I can't even move. I'm like, and then a fucking plane flies over the building, right? Like you could touch the shit, right? And I got so happy, like so filled that I'd like danced down every flight of fucking stairs. Like I'm literally dancing down every flight of stairs. And then I get to the first floor and I see a painting. And I see my last name on the painting, McClotsky. I said, what the fuck? And it was a picture of a mine. It was a picture of a guy's head and the mine, but the mine was like mechanic screws.
Right.
I said, how is my name on this? Come to find out, my father, who passed away, who was a fine artist, his paintings was in that building.
Holy shit.
So that was the first mind blown. I said, what the fuck? So then I walk outside the building and I said, and I seen 7. I have 777 on me. I was born on the 7th at 7:01 a.m. Like 7 is my number. I've seen. I'm like, oh shit, it's 7th and 777. I said, what day is it? It was the 7th.
No way.
It gets crazier. It was the 7th. No, it is not 7 o'clock right now. Look at my time. It was 7 o'clock. This is the thing that broke the matrix. So now I'm like, what is life? What the fuck is this? I walk across the street. I'll never forget. I seen this homeless man limping on one leg. Filthy, like a filthy homeless man. Filthy as fuck. I grab him. I hug this nigga. I'm like, I just hug. I'm walking across the street now. I'm like, I said, what's your name?
It's not 7. No
His name was fucking 7, bro. And then I started walking down Spring Street because I was like, none of this is real. What the fuck is going on? Or is all this real? What is this, right? And then I started looking at people and seeing me. And then I would look with my mind. I was like, smile. and they would smile, and I'll be like, and it was like I could hear everyone's thoughts, and then I was like, oh fuck, I'm everyone. And that was like a God moment for me, man.